So, imagine this. You're standing right where ancient empires met, where you can almost feel the East and West colliding.
Yeah, and taste the history. Feel this incredible warmth from a culture that's welcomed people for, like, ages.
That's exactly what we're diving into today.
Welcome, everyone. This is our deep dive, and we're looking past the usual tourist stuff, really getting into what makes a place special.
And today, that place is Turkey. We've been digging into this really interesting YouTube travel guide.
Right, not just looking at the scenery, but trying to pull out the insights, the things that give you a real feel for the country.
Think of this as your quick guide to really getting Turkey.
Yeah, our goal isn't just to list sites. We want to kind of weave together the history, the culture, the people, give you a richer picture.
Hopefully one that makes you curious to maybe see it for yourself.
Exactly.
Okay, so first off, the guide really stressed how Turkey is just steeped in history. It's not just old ruins, it's like layers and layers.
Absolutely. I mean, think about where it is geographically, that land bridge.
Right.
It wasn't just physical. It was a conduit for everything. Ideas, armies, religions, art styles, they all flowed through there.
Yeah.
Roman, Byzantine, Ottoman influences, you see them mashed up everywhere.
And Istanbul, Constantinople, that's the ultimate example, isn't it?
Totally.
Like, take the Hagia Sophia. It started as a massive church, then a mosque, now it's a museum. That building alone.
Yeah.
It's like a timeline.
It really is. It tells you Istanbul was always this hugely important place, strategically, symbolically. A prize.
Fought over, yeah.
Exactly. And the Hagia Sophia, changing hands like that, reflects those huge shifts in power and belief over, 1,500 years? Each layer adds something. It's complex.
Okay, moving away from the grand city scale, the guide showed Cappadocia. Those landscapes look almost alien, the fairy chimneys. How did that even happen?
Well, it's basically geology plus time.
Yeah.
You had millions of years of volcanic eruptions leaving layers of soft rock, tufa mostly.
Okay.
Then wind and rain just went to work, eroding the softer stuff away, leaving these bizarre pillars capped with harder rock. But what's really amazing is how people adapted. They carved homes, churches, even whole cities into that soft rock.
Underground cities, why would they do that?
Oh, likely for protection, from invaders, maybe harsh weather too. The ingenuity is incredible, digging out these massive subterranean complexes. It makes you wonder what life must have been like.
Definitely. It raises questions about the challenges they faced. And speaking of ancient times, the guide mentioned Troy. Everyone knows the name from Homer, the myths.
Right, the Iliad.
Is the actual archaeological site? Well, does it match the legend?
Well, match is maybe a strong word, but the site gives you a real tangible link to that legendary past. It connects you.
Okay.
Even if the archaeology tells a slightly different, maybe more complex story than Homer's epic, they found multiple layers of cities there, going back millennia.
So layers again?
Exactly, including a significant Bronze Age city that, very possibly could be the Troy of the legends. It shows how stories shape history, and how digging can sometimes bridge that gap between myth and fact.
Fascinating. And then, jumping forward quite a bit, the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul, one of the oldest, biggest covered markets anywhere. It's not just a tourist trap, right? It's still alive.
Oh, absolutely alive. For centuries, it's been the commercial heart of the city.
Yeah.
It's this maze, this labyrinth of shops selling, well, almost anything you can imagine.
I bet.
But it's more than just shopping. It's where traditions continue, where you see artisans at work, experience that ancient rhythm of buying and selling.
Yeah.
It's like history and commerce all tangled together.
So it sounds like Turkey's history isn't locked away in museums. You can actually walk through it, touch it, see it in daily life.
That's a great way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should we switch gears? Let's talk food. The guide made Turkish cuisine sound incredible.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a highlight. It sounds like this amazing fusion.
It really is. Again, location is key.
Mm.
You taste the Middle East, Central Asia, the Mediterranean all mingling together. The spices, the fresh herbs, the grilling, the slow cooking.
Kebabs seem central, but the guide implied there are tons of different kinds. It's not just like meat on a stick.
Oh, no, not at all. Kebab is a huge category. You've got marinated meats grilled in so many ways. There's the doner kebab, sliced from that vertical rotisserie.
The classic takeaway one.
Right. Then shish kebab on skewers, Adana kebab, which is minced and spicy. Different regions have their own specialties. It's a whole universe of grilled deliciousness.
Okay, mouth-watering already. And then baklava. It looks so delicate and, well, sticky. What makes a good one?
Ah, baklava. It's all about balance. You need those layers of phyllo dough to be super thin, almost see-through and perfectly crisp.
Right.
Then good quality nuts, usually pistachios or walnuts, chopped just right. And the syrup or honey, it has to soak in, but not make everything soggy. It needs to sweeten it perfectly. It's definitely an art.
Sounds like it. The guide also talked about Turkish tea and those little tulip-shaped glasses. Seems like more than just a beverage.
Oh, much more. Offering tea is like fundamental hospitality in Turkey.
Mm.
Yeah. The way it's prepared, often strong and served in those glasses, the ritual of pouring and sharing it, it's woven into social life. You get offered tea everywhere, shops, homes, waiting for a bus sometimes.
Wow. So food isn't just about eating. It's really core to the culture, how people connect.
Absolutely. There's a real passion for it, pride in regional dishes. Sharing food is huge. You definitely won't go hungry, and you'll taste some amazing things. It's a massive part of the experience.
Which brings us to something else the guide really emphasized, the hospitality.
Yes, the warmth. That came through so strongly. They even mentioned that proverb.
Guests are a gift from God. That's quite a statement.
It really is. It tells you how deeply ingrained welcoming people is in the culture. Probably goes way back, to the Silk Road days and needing to rely on strangers.
That makes sense.
And that spirit just seems to have carried on. It feels genuine.
The guide mentioned things like shopkeepers offering you tea while you're just browsing. That seems unusual, maybe, compared to other places.
It can be, yeah. And often, it's not about pressure to buy. It's just a gesture, a way to connect for a moment, offer a little break.
Just being nice.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That willingness to share a moment, share some tea, even with someone you just met, it really defines Turkish hospitality for many visitors.
And this seems to carry over into where you stay, too. From fancy hotels to small guest houses and those cave hotels in Cappadocia you mentioned.
Exactly. You can find luxury five-star places with all the bells and whistles, sure, but you also find these incredibly charming, authentic guest houses, maybe family-run, where you get a real glimpse into local life.
Like the cave hotels.
Yeah, those cave hotels in Cappadocia are unique. But across the board, whether it's high-end service or that personal touch in a smaller place, there's often this underlying warmth, this real effort to make you feel comfortable and welcome.
So the hospitality isn't just a nice bonus, it's actually like fundamental to the whole travel experience there.
I think so, yes. It's often the thing people remember most, that feeling of connection, of being genuinely welcomed. It leaves a lasting impression.
Okay, so wrapping things up. If someone listening is thinking, where should I go next? Why put Turkey on the list? The guide gave some pretty solid reasons.
Yeah, to recap, first you've got that incredible depth of history, ancient ruins like Ephesus, the Istanbul skyline.
Yeah.
You're literally walking through empires.
You feel the weight of it.
Definitely. Then the food. Just wow. A vibrant, delicious mix of flavors. A real adventure for your taste buds.
You can't argue with that.
And third, underpinning everything, is that legendary Turkish hospitality. That real warmth that makes you feel not just like a tourist, but like a welcome guest.
Plus, the guide mentioned affordability. It seems like you get a lot of bang for your buck in Turkey, considering the richness of the experience.
That's often true, yes. And its location makes it relatively easy to get to for a lot of people.
Right, good point.
So that makes history, food, culture, welcome, plus value and accessibility, makes it a really compelling destination.
It really does sound like a trip to Turkey is more than just a vacation. It's history, senses, connection, kind of an adventure waiting to unfold.
Well put. It offers so much variety, and it tends to stick with you long after you're home.
So as we finish this deep dive on Turkey, we've touched on its incredible history, its mouth-watering food, and that really special hospitality. It paints a picture of a place with so many layers.
Absolutely.
Ah.
Which leads us to maybe a final thought for you, the listener. Thinking about these facets, the ancient past, the buzzing present, that welcoming spirit, what part of Turkey resonates most with you right now?
Yeah, and what other discoveries, what personal connections might be waiting if you were to explore this land where East still meets West? Something to think about.